I think it's time we have that conversation about sweet tea. It's time. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I wanted to bring you a review for Married to Medicine. This is season 11, episode 13. Before we get into today's review, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, it's a free way to support the channel and also let YouTube know that I'm here. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. Before we get into this review, I just want to thank the 200 new subscribers who came through last week from Married to Medicine. First of all, this is record numbers for me on my channel, period. Usually my videos tend to do better around the finale, around the reunion. I'm doing reunion numbers for me. I'm doing reunion numbers and we're not even at the finale. So I just want to thank y'all so much for showing me so much love in the last video. You guys were so engaged down in the premiere, down in the chat with me. You know, we're always in the chat together. So I just want to say thank y'all so much. I did not know that Married to Medicine would be doing so well for my channel because traditionally it's RHOP. The fact that Married to Medicine is beating RHOP out, or it beat RHOP out, and is now my moneymaker. Listen, the people are stirred up when it comes to this Married to Medicine business.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
There are some really polarizing characters on this show, y'all. So listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. We debating in the comments. We arguing in the comments. Okay, we tussling. It's good. It's good. It's good. I love it. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate you. Let's just go ahead and get into this review, okay? We start off this episode at Toya's house. So Toya had on this knit cult Gaia dress, okay? Now, I'm familiar with this dress because I made a crochet version of it last year. Toya is so bad to me. Toya is so bad. Toya is so fine. Period. Like, Toya, she don't always got it all up here, but she's a bad lady, okay? We cannot take that away from Toya. She looked great. Her new confessional with the red, there was some ruching, but it was kind of like a shiny, kind of iridescent kind of moment. Fab. Toya looks so damn good. Anyway, they are discussing that Toya thinks Eugene should have reached out to Greg, but Eugene feels as though he needs some space to process. Gregory, that is. I'm very much like Eugene in that way. When folks are going through it and there's like been a big flare up, I err on the side of giving people their space. If you want to reach out, if you let me know that you want me to reach out, then I'm going to be on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm very much a person that will check in. Hey, you good? Is everything all right? How you feeling? How's your heart? How's your spirit? It's all about the vibe of the other person. So I totally get Eugene feeling like maybe he needed some space, okay? Then we have Quad pulling up in her Rolls Royce to Heavenly's house. Heavenly is sitting there doing a crossword puzzle. I don't know why it tickled me so much that Heavenly was just sitting there doing a crossword puzzle. Heavenly told her, look, man, don't just walk up in my house because I could have been having sex up in here. Heavenly, please shut up. Shut up, Heavenly. Okay, be serious. Heavenly and Quad are discussing the fact that Quad doesn't feel comfortable enough to bring her man back into this group because she doesn't want to put him in a compromising situation, and I feel like that is completely valid and understandable. Then we have Toya over there talking to Eugene about how she wants everybody to be able to come together for her 16th anniversary. See how I started off complimenting Toya so much? Okay, I'm not about to drag her, but here's my thing with Toya that I'm noticing. I need you to be serious for 2 seconds, okay? Things got really heated between these couples. So the fact that you are seeing this merely as an inconvenience to your party plans is a little bit of an issue, Toya. I mean, you have to be understanding to the fact that things got way out of control and maybe it is too soon to get these people together again. Toya is not that great at reading the room. Quad is saying, listen, we're always so couples focused. I really want us to be able to get together as girlfriends and just, have a good time. A little bit of girls' time. So I'm not mad at that. Everybody is invited except for Phaedra and Sweet Tea, because just last week, Phaedra gave everybody her ass to kiss. And, that was that. We have all of the couples pulling up to a dance studio except for Quad and Greg and Sweet Tea and Letitia. Mimi also wasn't there. She had to be at the office. So it's everybody else. And then we get Anila back. I hope they're not trying to force Anila on us. I get that that's Toya's friend, but it's like, okay. All right. Anyway. So we have all of the couples pretty much at this dance studio to practice the waltz for Toya's party. So I did appreciate the follow through on this. The fact that everybody's not going to be just standing around in Victorian costumes. So I really did appreciate Toya for that. Also, I love a themed party. I love a reason to get dressed up, period. But let it be themed, baby. Listen. I feel like it's my time to shine. So I thought that this was really fab. So Contessa breaks it to the group that Gregory tried to get a restraining order against King for what he calls attempted assault. Apparently, it really is a thing, y'all. But none of us knew this was a thing because, to put it frankly, we some real niggas. I don't know how else to put it. Gregory is acting like a complete and total Karen in this situation. He is. He provoked the situation with King. He ran to the cops. Contessa is saying that Greg is seeing things very different from the rest of the group. He thinks that unprovoked, King ran up to him and attacked him. So then everybody starts laughing. Greg, you're the laughing stock of your group. There is no way that you thought that you were going to do this and this would go over well within a group of men at that. Because you know how men are. We got to be manly. We got to be so macho. We got to be manly. All that macho shit. So you're supposed to be standing on business. That's what is expected of you, Gregory. You're supposed to stand on big business. You wanted to talk all that shit. You wanted to pop off. And when shit got real, you wanted to... I don't know. I just don't see how Gregory really thought that this would go over well with his pals. You thought that you were going to get props for this? Gregory, be serious. I don't know. I kind of love this, though, because it's like all of your friends get to see what a bitch boy you truly are. Love that. Love that for you, Gregory. So they all decide that they want to get the guys together for a civilized talk. I don't think that Gregory is a civilized person.
Hey, you see? Ah, Jesus.
I think he has an aversion to making sense. I think that he is emotionally inept, emotionally immature.
I want to talk to you.
The fact that he's a psychiatrist blows my mind.
Understand when a man get what he's supposed to get at the house, how he feel like he needs to do something else. You ain't nothing but disrespectful and don't appreciate
He has not applied anything that he's learned in school. None of that book learning, all of that school that you went through. You have not applied any of that. Where is your therapist, Gregory? Do you have one? Because you need one. Letitia, Sweetie, you're going to need one too. Because I cannot even imagine the psychological, emotional damage that he has done on you so far, if he hasn't gotten physical with you already. Because like I said last week, you're going to need that combat training for him. Anyway, in the next scene, we have Toya, Mimi, and Sweet Tea getting together for lunch. Toya invited Sweet Tea to the party, okay? She brought an invitation with her to lunch. Sweet Tea is saying, some people just can't move on and get over the past. Are you talking about your husband? Your husband who wrote, produced, and recorded a whole entire song about Quad? So Toya is asking Sweet Tea, so was Greg just in his angry place? And Sweet Tea says, listen, I don't know. All of this is up to Gregory. Toya says, well, what did the police say? Sweet Tea says, that's my business.
So did it...
Oh, all right. All right, Miss Thing. Sweet Tea says that some people reach their breaking point and that King took his shirt off and meant malicious intent. So if some people reach their breaking point, don't you think that it makes sense that King reached his breaking point with Gregory? Don't you reach your breaking point with Gregory? When y'all are arguing in that house, when the spirit of Quad and Greg's relationship resides in that house, all of that trauma, all of that yelling, dragging folks down the steps and tearing TVs off the wall.
You tore the television off the wall. You took the battery out of my car one time. You drugged me through the house. You ruined my knee. Yes, and I still have pain from that. It's horrible. You put your hand over my mouth and my nose one time, trying to suffocate me. You got in the car and said, I don't care if I kill the both of us, and you put your foot on the gas. We're not going to play this game, Gregory.
That spirit is still in that house. Because don't tell me you went in there and beat the walls and rang bells and hit a tambourine and move the energy out of the house. Don't tell me that you got some type of spiritual cleaning on the house, because I know that you didn't. You just moved Quad's items out of the house 2 weeks ago, sister. Also, I want to know, what was Greg's intent when he told King that he cursed Quad out, and then he walked up on him hard and fast and said, I would have talked to you, it's just that I didn't know you, and I would hope that you would defend your girl. What does that mean? I would hope that you would defend your girl. And that's what he did. And then Gregory off on the side after getting charged at, after running, I knew that's how you were, because that's how your girl is. That's how your girl is. Well, how are you, Greg? How are you and your girl now? More than that, Sweet Tea, you weren't even there when shit got jumping. You weren't even there. So it's Greg's word, which I understand. Listen, you're going to take your man's side. You're going to stick up for your husband. In a lot of cases, it is hard for people to approach a situation with objectivity when it comes to their partners. I don't see Sweet Tea telling Gregory, baby, I think you was wrong for that behind closed doors. We're going to have a united front in public. But I think you was wrong for how you went at King, for how you antagonized him. There was no reason for you to say that. There was no reason for you to tell him that you cursed that Quad. There was no reason for you to walk up on that man hard and fast. Sweet Tea, your man was the aggressor in the situation. King was responding to stimuli. I love that Toya said in this moment, where is the grace for other people losing their cool? Because we know that you, Letitia, have lost yours, and then they cut to all of these scenes where Letitia is acting like a wild boar. Toya says, you were out of control. It took two people to hold you down. Sweet Tea says, just because I'm yelling. And Toya says, no, it was more than yelling. Toya says, you have done your share of BS, and you need to see it for what it is. I'm sorry. This is 2 episodes in a row that I'm riding for Toya. This is 2 episodes in a row where I'm like, my girl is making the sense. We are clearly in the upside down. Shut Sweet Tea right up. Shut her right on up. Toya says, can we get everybody together to have a civil conversation? Sweet Tea says, only Greg can make that decision. So she's defaulting everything to Greg. Greg runs the relationship, of course. You have no opinion of your own. You have no say. I think it would have been cool if Sweet Tea said, listen, I know that things got hectic, but I think all parties need to own their part in the situation, and I'm going to have a talk with Gregory and see if we can work this out. That would have been cool to see, but the Sweet Tea defaults to Gregory for everything. He runs her. He runs the relationship. Him telling her last week, oh, you can be so naive. That's the whole reason that he got with her. Anyway, Toya once again is reiterating, does Letitia want us to fight for her? And she says, I can't make decisions on what Gregory wants to do. So, it's times like this when I feel like with Sweet Tea, the train is a little bit off the tracks, as my bestie would say. If she's asking you, what does Letitia want to do? How did Gregory get into it? Do you have no thoughts of your own? What's going on up here? It's giving the lights are on, but no one's home. So we have Gregory and Eugene headed over to Scott's house. And they're saying how they wanted to, basically check in on Gregory. Eugene says, well, there's a rumor that you called the police about King. And Gregory says, why wouldn't I? The man came charging at me like a maniac. Gregory says, I filed charges for simple battery. The only way I knew to get even was by taking legal action. Again, very Caucasian of you, Gregory. Very, very Caucasian. Never mind the fact that you, a black man, just wants to send another black man to jail for no reason. Eugene says, did he touch you? But did he touch you? And Eugene reiterated it just like that. Did he touch you? But did he touch you? And Gregory was like, no. You could tell that the way he answered, he paused for a second to really think about it. He was feeling crunchy. He was. Gregory says you can do up to 90 days in jail for this. And you can also get fined. And they're like, oh, so it's serious. And Gregory is like, yeah. So what this gives me is that Gregory knew from the beginning. He had this plan. I think he's a very calculated person. I think that Gregory had this plan where he wanted to provoke King into a fight so that he could get locked up, so that he could have a stain on his record, so that Quad would be in strife, so that she would be in emotional distress about this. I really, really think that this was his attempt to drive a wedge into their relationship. Gregory fans, get down in the comments and let me know, what was the point? I want to know what was the reason for him telling King, I cursed at your lady. All I did was say, you got a big effing mouth. All I did was disrespect her. That's what he said. What was the reason? And what did he think the outcome would be after that? Exactly. Eugene says, look, man, I'm just not a cop caller. And then Gregory says, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something like, this ain't the playground. Gregory, it was you with the playground antics, sweetie. It was you with the playground antics. Because you wanted to play with somebody, and you thought that they was playing with you, and they weren't playing with your ass. Eugene says, as a man, you are going to be standing up for your lady being disrespected. And that's what King did. What is the solution here? Scott says, are you looking for an apology from Quad? And Greg says, this is all I want. And then he pulls out a mini speaker and a laptop, and he plays this song.
Get on with my life now. I wanna get on with my life now. I got a brand new wife now. I wanna move through my life now. I'm gonna have a little baby child. A little baby child. A little baby child in my world. So I really don't appreciate the bullshit. Appreciate the bullshit. Keep it moving with the bullshit. Yeah, that's what I gotta say. Hey, that's what I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Woo!
Baby, when I tell you Eugene was sniggling and giggling in that confessional with Toya, Gregory says, I'm trying to stand up for justice, and I came up with a song from the heart. Y'all should have seen Sweet T's face in the confessional when he said that. Anyway, I don't understand this business about, I want to get out with my life now. I want to get out with... Quad left you. You got married again. So how come you weren't able to get on with your life? Like, I'm not understanding what the issue is. Not you want to get on with your life, but you came back to the show where your ex-wife is an OG and a fan fave. Oh. Next up, we have Quad at her house setting up for the ladies coming over, for the girls hangout. So the ladies are coming in, and I just want to know, what does Contessa have on? Contessa, what is this, babes? What is it? Whew. Heavenly comes in last. She comes in later than everybody. She has on this red lace front and this tight outfit, like this camo outfit. And she walked in, she was like, I walk like my coochie good, don't I? Heavenly is so annoying sometimes. She's so stupid. Quad is saying, listen, let's just have fun together. We're not going to bring up the past. We're just going to have cocktails and have a good time. Everything is onward and upward. And then they start making up a song, onward and upward, onward and upward. And can I just say, that moment right there, that is one of my favorite parts about being black. Because black people, we just will make up a song out of anything, and then it's like a song. Like, you know how many times I've done that in friend groups of mine, in different friend groups of mine at that. We just be making up songs. Like, we just have like this musical spirit. And I really love that about black folks. Anyway, Quad is like, listen, I want us to reconnect and have a good time. Simone is like, so you're coming to Toya's party, right? And she's like, we need you there. And Toya is like, absolutely. And Quad is saying, listen, I would love to be there, but due to the circumstances, I may not be present. Simone says that she appreciates that King owned his part. And they show a flash of King actually legitimately being concerned about Gregory's feelings in the situation. I said, wow, this is a level of emotional maturity that we have never seen from Greg, and that I'm sure we will never see. Gregory fans and apologists to the front. I want to know what y'all have to say about this. I would love to know. I'd love it. I'd love to know. Toya says, I feel like Letitia is making me choose, and if I have to choose, then I'm not choosing you because you're out of control. And then Toya looked at Quad and said, I'm choosing. I'm choosing. And they really connected in that moment. You could tell they were looking in each other's eyes. And y'all, Quad started to break down a little bit, and I started to break down a little bit. I really, really did. This was so good to see. We have come such a long way with these women from where they were last year. I just love to see that. The girls rallying around Quad. This was just really heartwarming. Toya says, look, we're on a good page, and I want us to stay there. She says she feels as though Greg and Letitia are not taking any accountability for what happened, and they're not. She's right. She sees that Quad and her man are trying to make things right. So then we have this scene where Jackie is going over to Phaedra's house, and she is inviting her to Toya's get-together. And Phaedra's like, listen, I don't want to be around y'all. I'm disappointed in you, Jackie, for not checking on me. And Jackie is saying, but girl, you knew about Apollo coming to the trip, so what is all of this? And listen, I am not going for Phaedra's stunts and shows. She knew that Czech and Apollo were friends to some degree. She knew the whole setup. So I just don't get her feigning victimhood. Phaedra says, I poured into this group more than y'all poured into this group. And then they show a flash of her cutting this check for $47,000. It's giving tax write-off. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. That was the episode. We see a preview for next week where it seems as though King and Quad are getting into it a little bit because he does not want to move into her house. And it's just like, so now she has to uproot her whole life, the house that she built for herself, just because some man doesn't want to move in. The patriarchy always jumps out. The patriarchy always jumps out. But listen, let's hope that he can be reasonable. I don't see anything wrong with a man moving into a woman's house. But, you know, with these traditional man and it's, I gotta be manly. Manhood. That's what you get, you know, when you come into a situation and you have these established roles within patriarchy. I think before you get into a relationship, Erica De Niro TV says this, shout out to her, but you do have to discuss what your expectations are of one another within a relationship. You also have to figure out if your expectations are in alignment with what you actually want for your relationship or if it is upholding the patriarchy. So anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Go ahead and get down in the comments with me. Let me know how you felt about this episode. Hit the like button for me on the way out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting. And I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.
Come on. It's me, El Grande, or call me Papi Chulito. Yo tengo mucho loving for you mommies if you legal. For honeys, nothing equal to the way I tap that spot. Get your cat hot, guess what? You hit the jackpot. Candlelight dinners for you winners. See, I'm like Don Juan, beat me, sweetie. I get in ya. Sugar, I'ma put you in a beautiful